Well, for the final time, at least for the first half of this season, the 2019 A season of the Fuel Jetstream Media IndyCar Series comes to a close here at Kansas Speedway for a final 150-lap race. The championship is already official. We're about to get underway here for the final time in the IndyCars at Kansas. This is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. And unfortunately, the sound was not working for that, so we'll see if we can get that fixed as soon as possible. But either way, as we stall enough time, hopefully for the introduction to play through, it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens here over the course of these 150 laps. As Mitch Walker has officially been declared the season champion, as Byron Daly was not showing up, unfortunately. As well as Mitchell Walker not showing up either. So, once again, it's Mitchell Walker that is officially the 2019 A Fuel Jetstream Media IndyCar Series champion here for this season. Projected 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 31 seconds for this race, as we will start racing under the lights here at Kansas in just a few moments. We'll go through your starting grid while the introduction tries to go through itself. Possibly not, because apparently a few issues have been had, so we'll get that taken care of. Right now, looks to be your starting grid for this race. It will be Matt Hollabaugh starting off on the front row. Danny Roberts starts in second place, a virtually identical lap time, actually 8 thousandths of a second off. Danny Roberts starts in second place. Chad Frankenfield starts third. Fourth is Andrew Wood. Fifth is Will Roberts. Sixth, Kyton Bommersbach. Seventh will be Cohen Evans. Eighth is Marshall Stanley. Ninth, Evan Adams. 10th is Finian. Oh, I'm going to butcher his last name, but it's Finian back. He's back for another start here. Cade McKee starts 11th. 12th place, Jared Dixon. 13th, Michael P. Hurley. 14th, John Martin. And 15th is John Wilco. So now that we have everything fixed for the most part, let's try this again, as we are here on the Racing Line at Broadcasting Network. There we go. Now that we got that working, everything is finally better. So, pace car has rolled off. Proper paint schemes are active on the trading paints, and everything is about to get underway again. A projected 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 31 seconds, assuming we go green for the entire race. Although knowing my personal experience with IndyCars, that is not going to be the case. Somebody's going to get loose at some point. In fact, I believe this is the second time that Matt Hollabaugh has started on the pole. So I believe the last time he did, it was at Richmond, and it did not go too well. Thing is, he got loose on the main start, and the next thing he knows, he's around facing the wrong direction. I believe he took out whoever started in second. And unfortunately, I cannot remember who started in second at that time. Right now, for the final race of the season, Matt Hollabaugh in the O2 is in control of the field. Green flag about to fly at Kansas. We are underway for the final race of the 2019 A season. So it's a great start by Matt Hollabaugh as he hangs on to the lead. Chad Frankenfield, however, charging by on the outside lane after starting, I believe, in 4th place. So he is taking absolutely no prisoners whatsoever in a sense in terms of position very early on in this race. A little bit of statistics for you is that your race winners so far this season up to this point, as Chad Frankenfield challenges Matt Hollabaugh on the outside, Will Roberts, Kyton Barmersbach, and Chad Frankenfield all have 1 race win in this series. James Krahula has 2 race wins. Mitchell Walker and Byron Daly are tied for the most race wins this season at 6. But with both of them out, it's going to be possibly a first-time winner here for tonight if Chad Frankenfield doesn't win. At the moment, he is not letting that go because he's challenging for 2nd place. He did challenge for 1st just a little bit. He's back on the outside lane of that 0-2. But unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. He's trying to make that line work as much as possible from Sim TV, the one and only. It is Finian Dacuna. It's the spelling of his name that threw me off, but go ahead and check them out on Tuesday night. I believe it's this coming Tuesday, where it's the Cup Series finale at Homestead. Of course, that is a SYM TV. They're also doing, I believe, last time I heard, 7 nights a week of broadcasting, and Finian is one of them. Somehow, some way, has some time off for tonight to race. So go ahead and check them out when you do have the time. Meanwhile, somebody who does not have the time is Will Roberts, because he did not want to have any repair time from that outside wall, but he may be falling back and losing said time. At the start-finish line, it is still Matt Hollabaugh, who has been leading the past 6 laps completed at the very most. And Chad Frankenfield still continues to challenge on that outside lane, but it's just not going to work for the time being. He's trying to make it work as much as possible. Back to the outside. Across the line by about car length. And 0-2 continues to lead so far tonight. You can barely see the 15. There he is. This is pretty much the only side-by-side battle, as I see a few camera flashes in the grandstands there. Cohen Evans and Will Roberts running the top side. Same goes for the 15 as he remains on the top side. Let's take a listen to these drivers as they fly by the flag stand. Oh, Will Roberts just got into the outside wall just as we had gotten on board with him. Unfortunately, that time, his right front tire just did not want to stick. It's slowly starting to wear away. As the 0-2 of Hollabaugh continues to lead, Frankenfield stays on that back bumper, moving to the outside, trying to use the slipstream to get alongside and at least past the 0-2. At the moment in real time, I don't believe there's been a single switch whatsoever. That was a very close distance. I'm honestly not sure what the distance between those two was, but if we take a look here at the, that was 9,000ths of a second. It is still Matt Hollabaugh continuing to lead as much as Frankenfield is pestering him on the outside lane. Hollabaugh is holding strong on the inside lane. He's been using that lane as well ever since the start of this race. And he is not letting that inside lane go anytime soon by the looks of this. 14 laps into this race, 13 of which are complete. And I was about to say, speaking of the 13, but that was the wrong car number. So the 17 of Cohen Evans, I believe we have a number 13 in the first place, but oh, somebody just hit the outside wall, but Chad Frankenfield had just gotten by Matt Hollabaugh for the lead, so the 13-lap streak of Matt Hollabaugh has ended this time by on lap 14. Somebody hit the outside wall, though. I heard that for sure. It was just at the camera that was placed on the wall. And Cohen Evans remains stuck in that third place. And right when I say that, there he goes to the inside lane. Hollabaugh opts to take the top side. So we have the 15 all through that corner. We have 3 people running 3 different lines. Surprisingly not 3 wide. There's the 15 in the middle, the O2 on the top, the 17 on the inside. Everyone still remains in that line formation. There's Danny Roberts up to the top side in this very familiar red machine. I thought he was going to make a move down to the inside for a second. Somebody who maybe definitely wanting to make a move to the inside is going to be Andrew Wood, as he almost made it 3 wide. I was going to say the O2 of Hollabaugh. If I saw Wood moving it down to the inside, I thought you would make it 3 wide on corner entry there. Somehow, some way, he definitely decided to back off at the last second. Look at this, Will Roberts to the top side of Danny Roberts. Oh, into the outside wall he goes. Holding strong, but I don't think that front wing can really take any more. Danny was opting to take to the outside for a second, sneak in behind the O2, but the other Roberts, in this case Will Roberts, who we are riding on board with, decided, you know what, you're not going to get that outside lane. Now he might. Yep, there goes Roberts. It's Roberts versus Roberts. 3 wide in turn 2. As Cohen Evans was peeking down to the inside lane, or getting past. I'm not sure which one it was. Oh, man. Will Roberts in the gray and red, not exactly having the best of nights, as Finian DeCuna is right on the back bumper. Not exactly calm, not exactly wild, and that's how these first 20 or so laps have been. Cohen Evans makes his way up to third place, rather. At the start-finish line, it goes to him as well by about 3/4 of a car length. Oh man, shooting right by on the outside is Danny Roberts. I don't know how he did it, but Evans may have lost a little bit of grip, decided to check up. Andrew Wood riding behind Danny Roberts. Almost contact between both of the drivers. Between Evans and Danny Roberts. Side by side they remain. Diving down to the inside there on the right-hand side was the 900 machine. That was Finian DeCuna. And finally moving up to third place. A very big relief, more than likely, for Cohen Evans. Unfortunately, that could be short-lived. He's got Danny Roberts right on the back bumper, right in the slipstream. Just riding behind, biding his time. Oh, contact between the 900 and the 32. One of the great save by the Finian DeCuna. Well, they made contact, and somehow, some way, as we get a replay up, there's the contact made, and DeCuna somehow saves it. Absolutely impressive driving. It's only going to get wilder from here. Or more wild, and yep, there's Exhibit A, nearly 3 wide. DeCuna, his connection has unfortunately dropped out, I believe, for the time being. Let's hope that sticks. It's currently 6th, and it is back, so Cohen Evans almost puts a slide job twice on Danny Roberts, almost 3 times. This is going to be interesting because Andrew Wood now joins in on this battle. Down on the inside of the 41 of Roberts. Cohen Evans defends the inside lane just ever so slightly. He's back down to the inside, and meanwhile, ever since Frankenfield has been in the lead, remember, 13 laps are the most amount of laps led, and right now, as Roberts moves down to the inside, passing Cohen Evans, may have our 14th lap led and a new most laps led set by Chad Frankenfield in the 15 for the time being. As Will Roberts, unfortunately, is falling back. He's falling back to 9th for the time being. There he is on the top side in the background. 14 laps by Chad Frankenfield. New amount of most laps led. Your second leader of the day as well, Chad Frankenfield. As everyone falls in single file, only for a short amount of time. And I was going to say, expecting a pass in 3, 2, 1. Well, I was right, because Cohen Evans just went right in front in real time. At least on the real-time scoring here, just right in front of Matt Hollibaugh, but he could not get that at the start-finish line. Danny Roberts is still not letting that third place go on the top side. He and Cohen Evans have been battling essentially for, what, the past 10 laps already? Oh, top side trying to defend. Danny Roberts continues to run the outside lane, just as Matt Hollibaugh did early on in this race. Very impressed so far. Cohen Evans dives down to the inside, trying to make a pass on Hollibaugh in the 0-2 for position number 2. Oh man, nearly still trying to defend. These two are just drag racing for third place. We're going to be here for a while, and this is going to be quite interesting. Trying to break the draft as well as Chad Frankenfield. Across the start-finish line, it was Danny Roberts positioned in third place, I believe. Yep, scoring says so as well when at the start-finish line. But Cohen Evans is not letting that inside lane go. Finian DeCuna made his way up to 5th here. Slowly making his way through the field and still can't clear him. It's Cohen Evans across the line. It was Evans in 3rd. Chad Frankenfield dives down to the inside, back up to the top side. And very impressed as we were almost 3 wide for 3rd place. As we continue to watch this battle go on and on. And right now, Cohen Evans is not letting that 3rd place go. I'm pretty sure he wants to, but I think the 900 machine has something else to say about that. Unfortunately, Cohen Evans is dropping back very rapidly now. I think he's decided, you know what, I'm going to take care of the top side here and just follow this train of cars. So that was about a 15 to 20 lap battle of side-by-side action. I got one driver on the inside lane. That is the 32 of Andrew Wood. Somebody spun out, I believe. Although I'm not seeing any massive differences in speed, as just barely touching the outside wall was Finian DeCuna entering the corner. Oh, nearly exiting as well. So he's not the first and only driver. I think we're 3 wide for a second. Nope, Andrew Wood was just coincidentally there on the inside. This is gonna... Oh, wow. I have no idea what happened to my voice there, but this is gonna be interesting. Still trying to break the draft is Chad Frankenfield. Matt Hollabaugh still remains in second, and then we just have madness. For third place on back, Andrew Wood's slide job, in a sense, just gets up in front of the 41 of Roberts. Look at that train of single-file cars for about 5 seconds. Danny Roberts peeks to the inside. This is all for third, by the way. Danny Roberts, Finian DeCuna to the outside. Cohen Evans as well follows suit. Lap 40 of 150. As Chad Frankenfield out in front, Evans, hard contact into the outside wall. The caution is going to come out. Somebody else was involved, I believe. But Cohen Evans is out of this race. He was, well, we saw what he was doing for a majority of the race so far. And unfortunately, he is out of the running just like that. Oh, Roberts made contact with him, and Kyton Barnesbach made a little bit... Oh, my goodness, who was that? That was Michael P. Hurley that made contact as well. We're going to ride on board with the 41 of Danny Roberts here in just a few moments. Once we get the replay set out for you. This is coming off of turn 4 to the front straightaway. Oh, man. And unfortunately, Michael P. Hurley got a piece of this as well. Oh, man. Well, he had almost made it through. That's the incorrect background, unfortunately. But he had made it through almost. The first caution is out here at Kansas. And the entire field is all in pit road. Except for Cade McKee. Finian DeCuna down and away just like that. Will he beat? No. Third off pit road, however. Chad Frankenfield beat Matt Hollabaugh off pit road. So it's Frankenfield, Hollabaugh, and DeCuna, your top 3. Bommersbach, 4th off, and 5th off pit road is Danny Roberts. Not sure why Cade McKee is, well, A, staying out, and B, bum drafting the pace car when he shouldn't be. Oh well, probably trying to clear debris off. But we will take a quick, actually we'll hold off on that, because we might be going green. We might get the 1-go signal this time by. Not 100% sure at the moment. Cade McKee decides to go down pit road, so I believe, nope, still Chad Frankenfield. So I believe McKee tried to get an extra lap led, or at least a lap led, but that did not happen, unfortunately. So we'll see what the lights do this time by. Yep, they shut off. So it is 1 to green, and your restart looks like this. It will be Chad Frankenfield starting in first place. Matt Hollabaugh will restart in 2nd. Finian DeCuna will restart 3rd. 4th is Bommersbach. 5th, Danny Roberts. 6th, Evan Adams. 7th, Marshall Stanley. 8th is John Martin. 9th, Michael Hurley, who got a little bit of damage. And 10th is Jared Dixon. Cade McKee will restart 11th, 12th, Will Roberts, 13th, John Wilco, 14th, Andrew Wood, and what would be 15th is Cohen Evans, but unfortunately he is out at this point. So the only driver out and the only 3 drivers to make contact in that accident were Cohen Evans, Danny Roberts, and Michael Hurley. One most significantly for Cohen Evans. Second most significant was the 56 of Michael Hurley. The pace car pulls off. Chad Frankenfield is in control. Green flag is out, and we are back racing. Great start by Frankenfield, completely distancing, making a large gap, I should say, to make better sense in terms of English. About 3.4 seconds, actually. It was 0.4 seconds on the restart. Look at Finian DeCuna trying to dive down to the inside. Started in 10th, now up 9 positions into second place, completely passing up Matt Hollabaugh. Here comes Bommersbach and Roberts. I don't think Hollabaugh was really expecting that kind of a start. He's losing a little bit of draft. Now look at this. DeCuna tries to challenge on the outside lane for the lead. I say tries, and he's doing a great job at that. Will he dive down to the apron? No, he will not. But he'll stay up top. He'll try to get alongside and past the 15 of Frankenfield. Not enough momentum there entering turn 1. It's still side by side between Bommersbach and Roberts for third place. DeCuna dives down to the inside lane. Can we have our third different leader of this race? Finian DeCuna slides up in front of the 15 of Frankenfield, who dives up to the outside. And new leader, number 900. Chalk one up to Finian DeCuna. Sliding up top, and so does the 15. Remember, Roberts won the Indy 250, the second annual Indy 250, 100 laps at Indianapolis Motor Speedway here for this race, or for the season in the league, as they make contact there, coming off of turn number 4 at the line. It was DeCuna at the line. By how much, I have no idea, but that was for the finish. That would have been 6,000ths of a second. Apologies for that. That is the only static interval that we really have for start-finish line times. Danny Roberts is starting to slowly make his way into the picture. Finally back in the lead this time around, or finally making his way back into the lead after a entire lap of battling back on the outside lane. Chad Frankenfield more than likely relieved, but that relief is going to be very short-lived as DeCuna falls to 4th. Roberts stays directly behind the 15, and Marshall Stanley in 3rd place makes his way up to the outside lane. Where did he come from? Wait, where did Marshall Stanley come from, actually? Honest question. 8th place. His lowest was 9th, so he's just been hanging back as they make contact. The 14, the 41, and the 15 make contact. Nowhere to go. The 25 can't make up his mind. I'm pretty sure he will split it 3 wide if he had the chance and the opportunity. But he just did not know where to go. So DeCuna will follow suit. Somehow Danny Roberts did not get that lap led that time by, but no, he did actually. No, it just now changed. So your 4th different leader of the race. I believe I'm losing count here. But Danny Roberts leads a lap here at Kansas. Oh, sliding up just a little bit, but so does the 15, so... It could be 3 wide here. Marshall Stanley looking up the very top lane here. Contact into the outside wall, and up and over goes the 15 of Chad Frankenfield. More contact from the 41, unfortunately. And the caution is out for the second time at lap 52. Coming to lap 53. So the caution flag being waved very vigorously, mind you. And we'll get a replay here in just a couple of moments. Cohen Evans is not officially out of this race. He is still in pit road. Although I'm personally not sure if he had decided to exit the car or stay in there and race to the end. But either way, replay is right here. Chad Frankenfield in the middle gets... I don't know if he actually got tagged there for a second. Hold on. That may have been netcode. Look at everybody. Ooh, with a great avoidance, diving down to the inside lane. Let's back this up just a little bit. I think Frankenfield was able to get it back going. Let us look at this at 1/16th of its regular speed here. And let's see this. So the 41 slides up. You can see his right side tire sliding up over the seam. Frankenfield, I'm not sure if it was netcode or if it was reaction from Frankenfield that had caused Frankenfield's sudden movement towards the outside wall. So we will back this up one more time and get a decent camera angle here as everyone is in pit road again. Yeah, that was netcode. That was definitely netcode. Well, drivers are off pit road right now, and we'll see. Driver that has not pitted is Evan Adams. However, Danny Roberts is first off pit road. Marshall Stanley second off. Third off pit road, Kyton Bommersbach. Fourth off pit road, Matt Hollabaugh. And it looks like fifth off is Finian DeCuna. Andrew Woods 6th, Will Robertson 7th, Michael Hurley 8th, still riding with the front wing this time actually. 9th is John Martin, 10th is Jared Dixon. So it has been 12 laps for that green flag. Well, actually, looking back, that was more 10 laps as compared to the very first run that we had, about 35 laps. Lights will remain on for the time being, so we're going to take a quick break. We're not going to go double wide, but we will take a quick break here and go to a commercial, but still remains here just under 100 laps here at Kansas. We're not even in the second half of the race, but it's stepped up like it sure has been the second half. So we will be right back. Don't go anywhere, as there is still more to come. Back live here at Kansas, the field in the middle of turns 3 and 4. The field about to be led to the green by Evan Adams. 14 laps on his tires as compared to minus 12 by everybody else. So 12 lap difference as the green flag flies. We're back underway at Kansas. Danny Roberts may finally, I think we're at 5 leaders now at this point, but Danny Roberts about to start to make his opportunity and himself known once again if he can get to the outside, and if Marshall Stanley decides to actually wait just a little bit, as we are pretty much fully under the lights here. Marshall Stanley makes his way up to the outside, trying to get past the 41, but that line will not work. So it's Matt Hollabaugh capitalizing on the inside lane. These two drag race down the back straightaway, and Hollabaugh immediately going up to second place, backs out of it, and will remain in third place for the time being. Danny Roberts tries to make his move around the top side of Evan Adams. Drag race down the back straightaway for the lead, 12 tires, and here comes Matt Hollabaugh making it 3 wide for the lead. Adams backs out to fourth place, and Hollabaugh, just like that, is back in the lead. Stanley tries to squeeze himself up to the top side. Somehow everybody makes it through all of that. My goodness. Unfortunately, Cohen Evans and Chad Frankenfield are officially out of this race. Danny Roberts makes his way up to the top side, trying to get around. So it's 35 laps, I believe, about 35 or so laps, being the most laps led so far tonight. A staggered 3 wide. Marshall Stanley on the very top side. He has not let that lane go ever since the restart. And there goes Roberts down to the inside, putting Matt Hollabaugh down to second place. Although Hollabaugh with a very large crossover, Stanley follows suit. Directly behind as well is that number 25 machine. Almost bump draft. I thought he was going to bump draft. He might. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's tempted, but these aren't the Cup Series cars. No, Stanley thought he was going to stay behind, but no, he decides against that. Makes his way to the outside as the 0-2 backs off on the inside lane. Another, not exactly a stagger 3 wide, but it's a small formation of that. Although for sure 3 wide is almost back here as Stanley challenges for the lead on Danny Roberts. He has not let that the 25 machine has not let that 41 go ever since. Pretty much ever since everyone settled out and this race had gotten fully underway, so I'm assuming about lap 10 or so. Unfortunately, do not know for sure, but everyone is really making it known not following that lane is pretty much everybody, as Will Roberts was in the outside wall just a little bit there. Takuna peeks up to the outside of Hollabaugh for third place. However, Hollabaugh makes his way by for the second place on the inside lane, passing Stanley. Will we see Takuna move to the inside lane? Will Roberts moves to the inside lane as well, or at least peeks down to the inside lane? Nothing happens or comes of that for the time being. 10 laps until halfway. And it's side by side for position at number 5 that Will Roberts has gotten there. Across the start-finish line on the top side. To his inside is Kyton Bomber's block right there in that mostly black and red machine. Your top 4 broken away for the most part. Hollabaugh still hanging strong, but so is Takuna after charging up to second, I believe first at one point as well. We'll take a look actually. Yeah, first place. Roberts falling back just a little bit as Andrew Wood tried to, or did make the pass on the outside lane. Marshall Stanley still using the outside lane and just ever so slightly following the draft of Danny Roberts. I think Danny Roberts has really been around the lead. I believe he's actually been in the lead, so apologies for that. I was thinking of his Long Beach run where he went from 20th to 9th in 25 laps. As of course the length of the entire race, as it was a twin 25. So 2 25 lap races there at the time. "13 drivers remain on the racetrack. 13 drivers still racing. 2 are out, and that's Chad Frankenfield in 14th and 15th Cohen Evans. to continue to watch this pretty much 4-car battle for the lead. There's 5th place. There's somebody falling back. That is Bommersbach, actually. And very high on the top side, leaving the inside lane way open, is that number 25, who we've been talking about a lot here. And just a small and subtle pass up to 2nd place is Matt Hollibaugh. A little bit of a fun fact. Matt Hollibaugh sounds like Will Roberts. If we do get a chance to interview Hollibaugh at some point, possibly more than hopefully at the end of this race, then you will indeed know. But the single car train for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th says otherwise, because anybody could change any position. And Danny Roberts may have to stop making that move just a little bit, but at the same time, it's understandable to break that draft and reduce the risk of getting that slipstream just like Hollibaugh did, and moving up to the outside he goes. So halfway could be in control of the O2, maybe even beforehand. Tried to break the draft that time by, may have not been the best move, but at the same time, may have been the best move because that 41 defends the inside lane, and you got 4 cars in a train all in the same line behind you. Andrew Wood made his way up to 5th place here. Cotton Bommersbach still in tow, same with Will Roberts and a little bit of Michael Hurley as well. So this is essentially a 7-car train for the lead, all within 1 second of each other as of now. And this time by will be 75 laps complete and 75 laps to go. Matt Hollibaugh continues to try and make a move up to the top side and get by that number 41. But at the moment, it's not going to be the case. He still has that train behind him, and in that case, that consists of Marshall Stanley and Finian DeCuna. Andrew Wood just there, a little ways back in 5th, with Bommersbach and Will Roberts behind him. And normally we go through what is the entire field and show them, but in this case, we're going to stick up with this battle here and just go through the field. Right now, we still have Danny Robertson first, 2nd place Matt Hollibaugh, 3rd Marshall Stanley, 4th place Finian DeCuna, 5th place Kyton Bommersbach, and make that Andrew Wood as he makes his way by. 6th place Kyton Bommersbach, 7th place Will Roberts, 8th place Michael Hurley, 9th place Evan Adams. Rounding out the top 10 is John Martin, John Wilco, Caden McKeon, Jared Dixon, 11th, 12th, and 13th respectively. Chad Frankenfield 14th out of this race, as well as Cohen and Evans in 15th out of this race. So normally I believe we go to a double wide, but at this point I don't think it's really worth it because this is absolutely insane and I'm loving this. This is going to be interesting because we still have Danny Roberts trying to fend off the draft on the top side, and I'm pretty sure the O2 was tempted to make a move to the inside, but he decided against it. However, somebody who is not shy of making the move, down to the inside and nearly taking out the 25. It's a 32 of Andrew Wood. A great catch by Andrew Wood. Twice. That was about twice. 3rd place goes Andrew. He's just passing everybody here, and he doesn't even need the draft. Okay, now he might, because he's falling back very rapidly. Look at that speed difference until he enters the corner, and it's the advantage to the inside lane. 4th place across the start-finish line for the 32. Nearly side by side between Roberts and Hollibaugh down the back straightaway. And it goes right back to Danny Roberts as he's using the inside lane, There's the 32. Oh, man, of Andrew Wood, who nearly squeezed the 25 into the outside wall. Unintentionally, of course. We saw how close he was. How close that 25 was to the outside wall. Not even, probably about half a foot of space as there's contact. And there it is. Caution is coming out. Finney and DeCuna caught up in this. Two other drivers as well. Matt Hollabaugh being one, and Kyten Bommersbach, I believe. Now, that's the incorrect driver. That is Marshall Stanley that was caught up in that. Went to the inside one too many times, possibly, was Andrew Wood. No words for what just happened. I'm not kidding. I quite literally have 0 words for what had just happened. 32 down on the inside. Slides up. Tries to slow down. Oh, wow. Catches the 900 machine of Finney and DeCuna. And it's pretty sure a lot of disappointment for Finian, because he's running very well. He's running up here for the most part in a majority of this race after starting in 10th place. Oh, he slowed down too. He just, oh, someone else made contact. Not sure who that was. We'll see who had gotten that extra contact. I believe it was Will Roberts. And it was. Did he take off the front end, though? Yep, took off the entire left front wing. So, Jared Dixon at the moment has stayed out. I believe. Yeah, he did. Okay, so it's Kyten Bommersbach off pit road in first, who is not involved in the accident. This time it was Marshall Stanley, Finney and DeCuna, and Eve. I swear we just saw him about 5 seconds ago. Matt Hollabaugh, right. Apologies for that. I have no idea why my brain had completely blacked out from that. That's embarrassing. Like I said, though, no words as Jared Dixon moves to pit road. Who had actually gotten that lap led. So we now have about 7, and possibly as Kyten crosses line, 8 drivers that have led a lap. At least 1 lap or more for this race. So we're going to go back to commercial here just this one time for the moment. But this still is going to be shaping up to be an interesting finish here. This is the Fuel Jetstream Media IndyCar Series. And we'll be right back after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
The field makes its way through turns 3 and 4 as we come back to the green flag here in just a few moments. They're just off in turn 4, exiting turn 4 now. The green flag flies once again on lap number 87 as Kite Bommersbach leads the field to the green. So it's Kite Bommersbach first, Michael Hurley second, third place, Evan Adams fourth, John Martin fifth, Danny Roberts. And we've seen what Danny Roberts can do. Now let's see if he can make his way back up through the field once again. Martin makes his way up top to let Roberts by. It's John Wilco in sixth, just hanging on. And right now, Michael Hurley, pretty sure I pronounced that wrong somehow, but Hurley makes his way to the top side, trying to figure out some way around, but right now it will not work for the time being. As Roberts, you saw, just getting into the picture a little bit, just peeking his way through off of turn number 2. There he is in clear sight. He more than likely has the slipstream pretty much right about here. And he'll start closing the gap just a little bit as Evan Adams makes his way by up to second. Hurley falls back to fourth for the time being. Roberts up to third. Marshall Stanley is unfortunately officially out, so that's 3 drivers now that are out of this race. But right now, it's Evan Adams and Danny Roberts battling it out for second place, while also simultaneously trying to battle Kite and Bommersbach for first place. But at the moment, I'd be more worried about that number 41 machine. So you see Evan Adams up top. Danny Roberts makes his way down at least just a little bit, about a lane lower than Evan Adams, trying to figure out what the heck he has to do. You see a very good representation for the most part. There we go. Oh, small checkup, a huge checkup actually from Evan Adams. Not sure if he made contact with Bommersbach or not, but that will send Adams maybe back to fourth place. I believe so. Michael Hurley was about to make a move down to the inside and protect that inside lane from fourth place, or from fifth place, which is John Martin. Everyone, for the time being, has sorted themselves out to be single file, so everything is calmed down. Everything is calmed down for the most part, for now. At the very most, it's definitely for now. That's all we know. Evan Adams makes his way down to the inside lane, trying to figure out what momentum can work, what lane can't. Now Roberts peeks up to the top side. Adams, I'm pretty sure, was about to make a move down to the inside lane as well, to make a move on the 41. That just did not work out. So Danny Roberts finally moves back down to the inside lane. Decides, well, you know what? I want this fresh air now. And moves, well, not exactly moves Kite Bommersbach out of the way, but definitely put a gap on him with just that one pass. As Adams tries to make his way around the top side, Bommersbach protects that lane, and this could bring Hurley back into this battle. Among drivers that have gotten the worst luck, it's pretty much everybody here in the entire top 4 that have gotten not so great luck. Kite and Bombersbach did have a win, however, so in terms of top 3 finishes, I think you could really give it to Adams and Hurley. So one of them or both of them are going to be trying to battle themselves for a podium spot. And remember, the championship at this point has already been declared official. It is already in the hands of Mitchell Walker, as Byron Daly is not here. We almost had ourselves an interesting points battle here for this week. So Mitchell Walker has opted to not race, but he will be back as soon as possible after the race is over. As he's not even at the track here as of yet. He's off flying some type of a plane. C-118 or C-318 or something. Right now, it's still your entire top 4, at least 2 drivers in your top 4 battling battling for, at this point, 3rd place. I have 2 others battling each other for 1st place. And Evan Adams is trying to charge by on the outside lane. I think he's really been up front for a while. He's had a lot of bad luck, same with Michael Hurley. I think Danny Roberts has had decent luck, at least after his break that he had. I believe he did take a break, but he did not have any good finishes at the beginning of a few seasons, or this season. Maybe corrected on that here in a few moments. I know Danny Roberts didn't have a lot of luck this season. It was about average, and right now it's actually doing pretty well. So now all we have to do is wait. It has been 150 laps. The 150 or the 101st lap starts right now. That make that 102nd lap. We still have not gone double wide for pretty much your entire event, just from this race alone. Not because of the finale, but it's because of the race alone and the racing that has been put on. It's absolutely impressive. You want to truly never miss anything? This is the true definition of not missing anything, aside from Everett Adams, thankfully missing the quarter panel, at least the right rear tire of Danny Roberts. So it's a good thing that was missed, as Evan Adams, I'm sure Adams wanted to move down to the inside. That 59 wanted to move down to the inside. The 41 defended. And we have the 37 just lurking in the background. 56 also there if anything does happen. Another staggered 3 wide for the lead. Back to single file. Cessna 182. That's what that was. Thanks to Eric over in the YouTube chat. Also, hello, Eric. Hope it's fun down there in the garage because it's fun up here. Oh, man. I'm pretty sure Eric definitely wanted to race but decided against it because it's Kansas. But, I mean, I probably would have as well because with this kind of racing, I definitely would have participated. Oh, nearly making contact as well as they enter turn 3. Somehow, everyone is still remaining here on... I'm not going to finish that sentence, actually. Because commentary's curse could happen at some point. Although I will say I'll start calling that commentary's coincidence at this point if this keeps up. So somehow, some way, even with the staggered 3 wide and everyone's sticking together, they are still going forward. 44 laps to go at the start-finish line as it changes over right now. So I believe Danny Roberts is now officially the driver to lead the most laps here for this race in that number 41. Adams moves up to the top side. Entire 4 lanes at use here. At least of their disposal to be used, while more 4 and about a quarter of lanes. That top side isn't exactly a top side lane. Right now, Evan Adams is just trying to use whatever he can at the moment as we ride on board Kyten Bommersbach. Back down into turn 1 they go. And still, Adams tries to make that outside lane work, or at least the middle lane. Right now, trying to get outside of the 41 is both drivers as they make contact going into turn 1. Okay, I thought that was going to go about 500 different directions there at the moment. Oh my goodness, somehow amazing driving by all drivers. I don't think anyone was really sideways from that. But that was a bit too close to the side pod, if you ask me. That's just personal preference though, because oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. This is insanely amazing. How about that? We'll go with that. We'll go insanely amazing. I think we can describe that race like this. I think we're good with that. Because Adams, Bommersbach, and Danny Roberts basically all just made contact within about 2 seconds of each other. Oh man, diving up to the outside lane, and somehow they're all still going. I think Bommersbach was a little bit of a background person there for the contact that was made. But that was impressive either way. Impressive driving by all drivers to not just impact the outside wall or each other, severely at least. It's still a staggered 3 wide. Bommersbach really wants to use that outside lane. I don't think we haven't talked to Bommersbach, and Bommersbach actually hasn't even won ever since Michigan in April, 2 months ago almost. 5 days from now will be April, pretty much that exact day, to the day, in numbers at least. So I'm pretty sure Bommersbach wants a little bit of a taste of victory himself for the final time this season. Adams follows the draft of Danny Roberts. And at this point, we may unfortunately have to go to a double wide segment, but they are still a staggered 3 wide. Will Adams move to the inside lane? No, he'll back off actually. Very heavily backing off. I'm not sure why. Is he out of... I'm not sure why Evan Adams backed off so much unless he's planning to go to the pit road. We'll hold off. Once 35 laps to go and it's a battle between Kyten Bommersbach and Danny Roberts, a little bit of lap traffic, we'll actually hold off on going double wide. We'll go double wide with 30 to go. Oh, into the outside wall, maybe not. Goes Danny Roberts down to the inside, goes Kyten Bommersbach. There's the commentator's coincidence 101. As I'd mentioned, Bommersbach hadn't won for 2 months, and then about 2 laps later, Roberts heavily impacts the outside wall. I'd honestly 100% swear that it was a coincidence, and nothing more. Oh man, same with Cohen. Was that Cohen Evans? No, that was Michael Hurley actually going by. Not sure why Evan Adams had backed off though, but one thing's for sure, Danny Roberts is out of the lead for the time being, and Kyten Bommersbach is back in the lead for the first time again since April. 33 laps to go. And the entire landscape of the race has essentially just changed, I think. We're going to have an interesting battle for 3rd place because here comes Andrew Wood back from out of nowhere. So Michael Hurley is in 3rd. 4th place is Andrew Wood. 5th place is Andrew Wood. Not sure why I said that twice, but now it's 4th place Andrew Wood as Evan Adams lets him by. So now it's Andrew Wood and maybe Michael Hurley battling each other for 3rd place unless Andrew Wood makes quick work of that 56. We haven't really seen Andrew Wood since I believe the 2nd caution off of turn 2. Did that create an actual flash? Because that was actually really cool. Unfortunately, something that wasn't cool was the 59 getting into the outside wall there on corner entry to turn 1. So we're going to go double wide here as Andrew Wood makes his way up to 3rd place. He'll make his way by Danny Roberts as well for 2nd here in just a few moments' time. We'll hold off again here, possibly. We'll have to eventually. So for about 5 or so laps, we'll go double wide. We'll be right back if anything does pick up. This is going to be interesting. Coming to the final 30 laps of this race. Don't go anywhere because you will not miss a single thing. So we are back here, 23 and a half laps to go as Andrew Wood has closed the gap for a few laps now. Speaking of closing the gap, Michael Hurley trying to fend off the 41 for 3rd place here. We saw just before we went double wide, or as we went double wide, that it was completely a very tight contest between Evan Adams and Danny Roberts and Michael Hurley. Right now the 56 manages to stay in this 3rd place position. Not sure if the 41 has any severe damage, but he might. 23 to go. 22 to go, actually, at the start-finish line. And it's now 0.8 seconds between Andrew Wood and Kyton Bommersbach. 0.9 seconds now. So at this point, the only actual battle that we have for the time being is for 3rd place between Michael Hurley and Danny Roberts. So right now, as we just about get to 20 laps to go, hold on a second. Andrew Wood has went to pit road about a while ago. So Andrew Wood opts to go to pit road. Kyton Bommersbach, locked up the tires, may have been speeding. This could throw a little bit of a wrench in everything if anything happens. Kyton Bommersbach and Andrew Wood will have to be perfect. I think Andrew Wood was pretty much fine. 7.7 seconds on this pit stop. 34 seconds solid on pit road in total. Into his pit box goes Bommersbach, perfect. Michael Hurley stays out. Roberts stays out, Martin stays out, McKee stays out. So this is going to be interesting. A bit of fuel strategy and race strategy as well coming into this race. And 0.2 seconds advantage for Kite Bomber's Block compared to Andrew Wood on both pit road and pit lane, pit stop time. It looks like the 41 Danny Roberts has backed off just a little bit, maybe trying to save fuel. Not honestly sure at the moment. Jared Dixon goes to pit road. Says, well, you know what? I'm already lapped down. Might as well go to pit road. I don't know if that's just me or if the numbers on the sides are different, but either way, you see position 11 on Jared Dixon. Just going to take a quick look at this actually really quickly just to make sure. No, it's just different colors, which is actually quite interesting. Right now, Danny Roberts in pit row, so this means it could be either Cade McKee, John Martin, who are both right next to each other, or Michael Hurley, who has about a 3.5 second gap to second place. Danny Roberts just now gets into his pit box and doesn't have to back up. Cade McKee goes to pit road. 8.1 seconds on his pit stop for Danny Roberts, trying to make sure he gets to the end. So Cade McKee, a little bit of connection issues on his side, but just gets into his pit box. Perfect. He saw him stop. I think he was going to stop short just a little bit. There's Michael Hurley in the pit road. John Martin comes to pit road as well, which means Kite Bombersbach. There's no way. No, he was a lap down. So Kite Bombersbach not officially back in the lead, but he's back on the lead lap. Michael Hurley into his pit stall. Perfect stop for him. Same with John Martin, just directly behind him. Little bit of a crawl down in the pit road. I think it's because they're in pit road. Their colors are like that. And there goes Bombersbach right by for the lead. So Michael Hurley does have advantage on tires, but he's fallen back to 5th already. No, 6th, 7th. And continues to fall back. So now it's a battle between two drivers, Andrew Wood and Kite Bombersbach. One driver that hasn't won in the form of Andrew Wood, and one that has won before. Kite Bombersbach, 14 laps to go, and I believe your 9th different leader of the race. Don't quote me on that, but we'll find out at the end. Sorry, 150 laps. There's only 13 remain. Oh wait, no, never mind that. Somebody's internet connection. That was Cade McKee. We did see Cade McKee blink out just a little bit in that pit road. We did see him disappear for a little bit. So, an unfortunate circumstance of that while racing at speed. There it is. If you have a little bit of a connection issue, the simulation has a little bit of a problem predicting, in a sense, where you are and displaying where you are to other drivers. So I'm not sure if it embeds you in the ground when it tries to put you back and reset your connection essentially and make sure you're good. But something causes that tower smoke for sure. But Cade McKee is fine. He is still continuing. While a lap down, Kite Bombersbach is fine. He also continues on. Finian DeCuna up to 3rd out of nowhere. He's got Will Roberts directly behind him. Remember, DeCuna was involved in an accident earlier on. I believe so as Will Roberts even. So these two could be battling it out for 3rd place. They got Jared Dixon there on the inside lane. Top side, Roberts bounces off the wall just a little bit. Almost 10 laps to go. Does Roberts make it 3 wide? No, he doesn't. He decides against it. DeCuna in the 900 machine, however, just in front of Will Roberts. There goes Roberts down to the inside for 3rd place. Can't quite get there. He's trying. He's trying to stay directly behind to get the draft, as well as behind enough to get the momentum and the draft to slingshot around. That just was not the case, but meanwhile, for the lead, the gap has closed back up. Bombersbach has the lead with 9 laps to go. Sorry, Wood has the lead with 9 laps to go. Bombersbach makes an attempt to get the lead with 9 laps to go. out to the outside he goes. These laps are going to wind down quickly here in these next 8 laps. Will Roberts has gotten by Finian Lacuna for 3rd place for the time being. Right now, Andrew Wood and Kyton Bommersbach battle it out. The 32 and the 37. Andrew Wood in the light brown and white IndyCar. Kyton Bommersbach in almost virtually the all-black IndyCar. Lacuna has fallen down to 5th now for the time being. We'll get an interview with your top 3, then your series champion here after the race, if hopefully he is available. And that is Mitchell Welker. Again, Byron Daly unfortunately couldn't finish the race last week after a mistake from his side. As, oh my goodness, we have 3rd, 4th, and 5th all within a few car lengths of each other. But Byron Daly had made a mistake at Sonoma last week. Did decide to power through on the right-hand side of turn 1 on the entry. Turns out that didn't work out too well. He was trying to get by or avoid Matt Hollabaugh. Of course, just a pure racing incident there, and Daly opted not to use the brake. He even mentioned it himself. And that had automatically, that was early on in the race too, so that was automatically putting Mitchell Welker into the championship lead. We assumed that Welker would have to battle Byron Daly. Turns out Daly opted out to race Kansas this week due to prior scheduling. Mitchell Welker decided not to race as well, so he's been declared the champion, but we still have a race on our hands with 4 laps to go. Evan Adams now up to 3rd place. Will Roberts to 4th. Finian Lacuna to 5th. We'll keep an eye on that out of the corner of our eyes. But right now, this is the one that matters most. Andrew Wood trying to get his first win of the season. I believe, we're going to double check that really quickly. Just to make sure, as Bommersbach continues to try and get by on the outside lane with 3 laps to go as they enter turn 1. Oh, sliding up just a little bit. That's going to give the lead to Kyton Bommersbach here. 2 laps to go as they enter turn number 3. Sliding up the racetrack is the 32 of Andrew Woods. Keeps it going somehow, and somehow keeps it off the wall for the time being, but he will go back to the outside. 2 laps to go. Andrew Wood trying to get his first race win. Kyton Bommersbach trying to get his 2nd race win. And just like that, Andrew Wood goes straight by on the outside lane. So off of turn number 4, it will be the white flag this time by, for some reason not being waved. But either way, Bommersbach to the outside lane, trying to get his, again, 2nd win of the season. Fending off the inside lane is the 32 of Andrew Wood. Down the back straightaway they go. Drag racing, it's going to be even as they head into turn number 3. And advantage to the inside lane goes to the 32 of Andrew Wood. Bommersbach tries to use the slipstream, dives up to the outside lane, side by side, and it will be Andrew Wood with the win. 3rd place will go to Evan Adams. Finian Lacuna up to 4th, just getting by Will Roberts for 5th place. The same distance between himself. The same distance that separated the race win. And Andrew Wood is victorious. Not sure if he immediately left the racetrack, but the race is essentially over at this point. And your results, albeit official at this point, are as follows. It is Andrew Wood with his first race win in the season and the last race of the season, fending off Kyton Bommersbach, as Bommersbach had tried to somehow make his way by at the last second, and it was not the case. But although Bommersbach still finishes in 2nd, 3rd place is going to be Evan Adams. 4th place, Finian Lacuna. 5th place, Will Roberts. Both of those drivers were involved in an accident earlier, no less, and somehow they still made it into the top 5. So Props to both of them for that. 6th place, John Wilco. 7th place, Michael Hurley. 8th place, Danny Roberts. 9th, John Martin. 10th is Cade McKee. And 11th, it will be Jared Dixon. 12th place is Matt Hollabaugh. 13th, Marshall Stanley. No idea where Jared came from, unfortunately. 14th, Chad Frankenfield. And 15th is Cohen Evans. So for the final commercial break here for the Field Jetstream Mayday IndyCar Series, we'll take a look back, interview your top 3 and your season champion, if he is available, hopefully. But we will be right back here after this break. Don't go anywhere. This is still the Racing Line Broadcast Network post-race coming up here in just a few moments. So, finally, after a very interesting season for sure, has been 3 drivers bailing out. Well, 3 drivers actually, but multiple drivers bailing out throughout this race, and this was just absolutely insane, and I just loved it. So this has been a wonderful season finale race, and we'll actually get to your 3rd place finisher. So what we're going to do is 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place, and then your season champion. So first up, it is going to be Evan Adams in the number 59 machine, being interviewed here for his 3rd place. So congratulations to you, Evan Adams, for your 3rd place. And, well, from the afternoon into the night, it was just, in a sense, not pure insanity, but it was exciting insanity. But either way, Finally got a podium finish.
I mean, honestly, going into this race, I mean, I'm a bit of an oval guy. I prefer oval. I wasn't really expecting anything, but the speed that we had in practice was pretty impressive. The entire team, we had a good pace in practice. And I knew that going into this race, we were probably looking at a two-stop, probably. So, but to be able to fight up front with leaders, fighting with Danny, with K10, that was just absolutely amazing. And I think what kind of frustrates me is I knew I had a chance to win, but I just couldn't get around Danny, and that pretty much ruined my opportunity. But the undercut I did, I think, helped me out. That allowed me to get around Danny and go up P3 because I was P5 before the pit stop. P3 once everyone cycled through. So excellent race for me. First podium for me. It's a good way to end the season at the team.
Yeah, it's a first for a lot of people, actually, apparently. So this is this race was wild in and of itself. So heading into next season, assuming that you're participating next season, what are you looking ahead for?
I mean, for next season, the team coming back at it's going to be me and Mike. And we probably will be looking at a new engine manufacturer. Mazda's been a great engine manufacturer, but I think we can get better results with a different engine brand. That's all I got.
Well, before we go ahead and let you go, celebrate your P3 finish, anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to for this race tonight, or for your finishing position, I should say.
And thank you very much. It's like 10:30. I need to get to bed. So
All right. That makes sense. Well, we're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations on your third place.
Thank you very much.
So that was Evan Adams finishing P3. Next up, the one and the only Chitin Bomberswag, who is back in the podium position. I'm also not sure about the other races. Aside from you winning back in April, you almost had it. And unfortunately, just by about a car length, you had just about missed the finish, but missed your second win of the season, if I could properly speak English here. It's been a long race, apparently, but either way, back up in podium, at least for the most part. So after that entire race, what are your thoughts?
I'm happy to be second. I mean, like, obviously I wanted to win, and I'm kind of disappointed that I missed out on an opportunity after kind of being the sitting duck there. I was hoping to get him back, and I just made my move a little too early there at the end. I got by him. I led lap 148 or whatever, which doesn't count in the records books. So, um, I mean, I'm still really pleased with the result. I knew I was going to be strong here, and I kind of missed all the big crashes, and I'm really impressed with Andrew's ability to come back up to the field because I wasn't even, I thought it was going to be a straight fight between Danny and myself, especially with all the cars that were in between the two of us and everyone else. And then he just kind of motored his way back up to the front and, took that one away from me. So at least, happy to lose to someone who put in a great drive today.
That's absolutely a wonderful finish as well. And oh man, ovals are definitely interesting Indy cars. But heading into next season, assuming you are participating next season, what are you looking ahead for the 2019 B season?
I'm ready to compete for a championship. This is my first season back in about a year when it comes to competitive iRacing, and I spent the first half of the season kind of making mistakes, making errors, um, kind of getting back into the flow of things. And I'm going to join up forces with Will Roberts. Ryan Kish and myself will be moving over to the 703 Racing banner, be a teammate of his, and I'm looking to go for a championship.
Hopefully that is the case. Before we go ahead and let you go, anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to for your P2 finish here tonight?
Of course, want to give a shout out to Will Roberts, um, as always, putting on the show. And yeah, no, I'm excited to join forces with him and be his formal teammate for the first time in a year and a half. Be glad to be back under the 703 banner, and I'm just really looking forward to next season. It kind of sucks I'm gonna have to wait 2 months now.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 2 months, but it might be worth the wait. So, congratulations on your second place finish, and we hope to see you around sometime.
Thanks. Hope I put on a good show.
It definitely did. That was Kyton Bommersbach finishing in second place, and now it is the race winner. First time in the last race as well for his race win is the one and the only Andrew Wood. My goodness, how in the heck did you do that? You somehow made up front, dropped back, and then made up front again, and just after when you immediately pull off the racetrack. So I'm not sure if you were just like shocked at that or what, but either way, that was impressive for sure. Coming to the line as well.
Yeah, actually, this is the second season in a row that my only win is the finale. So yeah, it's pretty much a record I have going here. But yeah, it was a tough race. Not proud of my driving overall. I did it when it really counted, but you know, I had some mistakes here and there in the race that I need to go back and look on my own driving and stuff. But the battles I did have during the race with several people were all really clean, and it was actually a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun up here for sure as well. It was absolutely exciting, and that's produced amazing racing here for this racetrack. So, heading into the 2019 B season, what are you looking ahead for?
Well, of course, the championships on my mind. You know, I know I can win races, and I know I can get solid finishes, as I've seen earlier in the season when I had a couple of podiums. But just got to kind of reel it all in and do some more practice and really kind of um, thrive on the tracks I know I'm good at. So that's kind of my goal for next season. I got a couple of tricks up my sleeve, and we'll see what happens.
Definitely see what happens for sure. It's going to be interesting to see what those tricks are as well. So before we go ahead and let you go, anyone that you like to give a shout out to?
Well, of course, to you, Gary, for commentating. I know this is going to be the last for a while now, so I wish you luck in all you got going on in the future here until you come back to us. And yeah, I'd like to thank Will for running the series, and I'm going to shout out to Matt Hollabaugh, who raced me really clean all race, and we had an unfortunate incident there, and um, I was able to continue on, and this win's kind of in commemoration of what I can show that I really can do. So um, yeah, congrats to all the finishers of this race, and we'll see you next season.
It's going to be interesting for next season for sure. I believe it's being broadcast by Sim TV. I'm not sure as of yet. Maybe that's just me. But either way, though, congratulations on your last race win. Well, first race win in the last race of the season.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on yet next season, so maybe you just leak something.
Never know. Could be pretty much anybody.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, it was good seeing you. Congratulations.
Thanks. See you guys later.
That was Andrew Wood. And again, you never really know. It could be pretty much anybody. So it's possible, but honestly, I'm not sure if their schedule would really work out for Sim TV. As far as I know, they're still doing multiple days. But then again, I don't know. Speculation at this point. But as we're not done yet, we're going to head to one more person, and that is the season champion, being Mitchell Walker. And of course, I'm finally back from flying a plane around, but definitely not out of the championship picture, as I believe the points are official at this. Yep, they are. So you have definitely officially won, but that's pretty much ever since last week by 16 points. So your thoughts on winning the championship this season and your last season as well? I believe it's back-to-back championships for you.
Well, I certainly didn't see that coming when I first signed up here. I will say there was a lot of luck that went into this season getting the championship there, but I'll take it. Whatever comes my way, in my advantage, I'll take it, and yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it's absolutely impressive for sure. So actually, I was about to say heading into next season, but then I remembered you're actually not doing much after this season. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully we do get to see you again. Anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to for your championship win for pretty much this whole season?
Yeah, like everyone else, shout out to Will, putting on a great show here. Every time he stuck with it and made a great package and a great racing series out of this, and it's been my favorite thing to do in iRacing for quite a while. So
Definitely been the favorite thing for sure. So we're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations, though, on your believe your second championship, but for sure a back-to-back championship win here for this season.
Thanks much.
So that was Mitchell Walker for his essentially last championship here for a while. And of course, we do have one more race here on the Racing Line Broadcasting Network before our summer break of sorts. And that is the Flat Out Racing League with the Cage Cup Series this coming Sunday about 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to see what happens there at Atlanta as the point difference between those two, goodness gracious. Just double checking the points here, but just to make sure. But either way, it's going to be an interesting points battle as the standings are a 10-point difference between the top two. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens here with this new package, or more modern package, whatever it's called at this point. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the 2018 package. But either way, thanks to the Fuel Jetstream Media IndyCar Series, thanks to Will Roberts, pretty much everybody here at the Fuel IndyCar League. The Fuel League in general, actually. So it has been a wonderful season broadcasting here for everybody. I am honestly not sure when I'll be back because it's more of an indefinite thing until I actually get everything sorted out in life. So thanks to everyone again, though, either way, for an amazing season, and we hope to see you next time. From Kansas, I've been Gary Weaver. Andrew Wood, congratulations on his first win of the last race of the season, and congratulations to Mitchell Walker for winning the championship. Good night from Kansas.